Hi, Sophia. Welcome. I hope you are doing great today. Let's start talking about hobbies and what exactly is it? How would you describe it?
For me, a hobby is something you do regularly in your leisure time just for fun. It's not work, it's something you choose to do because you enjoy it. It makes you feel good.
That's a clear way to explain it. I really like how you said that. Something you choose to do. I agree. So, do you have any hobbies, Sophia? What are you keen on?
Oh, yes, I'm a big fan of gardening. I have a small balcony and I love growing flowers and some vegetables. It's so rewarding to see them grow.
Gardening. That sounds lovely. How does it make you feel when you're gardening?
It's very therapeutic, you know? When I'm with my plants, I feel calm and connected to nature. It helps me unwind after a busy day. And when a flower blooms or I can eat a tomato I grew, I feel a real sense of accomplishment.
I can imagine that sense of accomplishment. It is so important. For me, one of my main hobbies is reading. I absolutely love getting lost in a good book. It's like an escapism.
Oh, I like reading too, though I prefer nonfiction books like biographies or history. And what about you? What kind of books do you go for?
I like a bit of everything, but I especially enjoy science fiction and fantasy. I feel like it takes me to different worlds. By the way, besides gardening, are there any other activities you are into?
Yeah, I also really enjoy hiking. On the weekends, I try to go to the mountains near the city. Being outdoors, breathing fresh air, it's so invigorating. It makes me feel energetic and happy. What about you, Mark? Apart from reading, what do you enjoy doing?
Well, I've recently taken up learning the guitar. It's quite challenging, I must admit, but it's also very satisfying when I learn a new chord or a simple song. It's a good way to switch off from daily stress.
That's fantastic. Learning a musical instrument is a great hobby. Do you have a preference for active hobbies like hiking or more calm hobbies like reading or playing an instrument?
That's a good question. I think I like a balance. Reading is my calm, quiet time, but I also enjoy cycling, which is more active. It really depends on my mood. Sometimes I need to relax, other times I just feel that I need to move. What about you? You like gardening, which can be a calm hobby, and hiking, which is active.
Exactly. I think it's good to have different types of hobbies. Sometimes I just want to be quiet with my plants, and other times I need that physical activity from hiking. But you know what? I guess I'm not really into collecting things like other people usually do. That's not really my cup of tea.
I understand because I feel the same with some hobbies. So, Sophia, if someone listening is thinking about finding a new hobby, what recommendations would you give them?
Well, my main recommendation, I think, would be to give different things a try. Don't be afraid to experiment. Maybe try a painting class or join a sports club or even something simple like cooking new recipes. Think about what you enjoyed as a child that can sometimes give you clues. And don't worry if you're not good at it immediately. The point is to enjoy the process.
That's excellent advice. Enjoy the process. I love that. And hobbies can also be a great way to meet new people with similar interests, right?
Absolutely. Joining a club or a group related to your hobby is a fantastic way to broaden your social circle.
Wonderful. This has been a great conversation, Sophia. It's clear that hobbies play an important role in our well-being. It is a pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you. I really enjoyed our chat too. Hobbies truly make a difference.
And that brings us to the end of our chat about hobbies. Now, let's do a quick recap of the new vocabulary we learned in this podcast. The first is keen on. This means aficionado a o muy interesado en. For example, she's really keen on learning French. He's keen on playing the guitar in his free time. Let's continue with a big fan of, which means super aficionado a algo. For example, I'm a big fan of action movies. You could also say she's a big fan of cooking shows. What about therapeutic? This refers to something that helps make someone feel better physically or emotionally. For example, you could say, painting is very therapeutic for me. Or you could also say, I find long walks in nature really therapeutic. Let's continue with unwind. This means relax or disconnect. For example, I like to unwind by watching TV after work. Or another example you can say is, a warm bath helps me unwind at night. Okay, the next is sense of accomplishment. This means sensación de logro, for example. Finishing that puzzle gave me a real sense of accomplishment. Or another can be, I feel a sense of accomplishment when I complete my to-do list. The next is getting lost in a good book. This means to be absorbed or immersed in a book so much that you forget everything around you. For example, she loves getting lost in a good book on rainy days. Another example would be, getting lost in a good book helps me forget my worries. What about go for? It means prefer. For example, I usually go for the vegetarian option. Or you could also say something like, he went for the blue shirt instead of the red one. To be into means estar interesado en. So you can say, I'm really into photography lately. Or, she's into dancing and goes to classes every week. Let's continue with this phrasal verb, take up. It means empezar un hobby, for example. I want to take up yoga this year. Or you could also say, he took up painting during the holidays. And what about switch off? This is another phrasal verb and means to mentally disconnect and clear your mind. So you could say, I need a break to switch off for a while. Or another example could be, reading helps me switch off after a busy day. And depends on my mood means depende de mi estado de ánimo. For example, sometimes I like going out, but it depends on my mood. Or something different like, well, what I watch on Netflix really depends on my mood. The next is an idiomatic expression, not really my cup of tea. It means, eso no es lo mío. For example, horror movies are not really my cup of tea. Or you could also say, camping is fun for some people, but it's not really my cup of tea. Let's continue with give it a try. This means darle un intento a algo nuevo. For example, I wasn't sure about sushi, but I decided to give it a try. Or, you should give painting a try, it might surprise you. And finally, broaden your social circle. It means ampliar tu círculo social. For example, you could say to your friend something like, joining a club can help you broaden your social circle, or volunteering is a great way to broaden your social circle. Okay, listeners, we would love to know what your hobbies are. Do you have any hobbies? Practice this vocabulary by telling us in the comments what you are passionate about and how it makes you feel. We invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our upcoming episodes. Thank you for listening. See you soon.